Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. So I'm going to do a pick a card reading today about kind of like a check-in for your manifesting, your manifestations. What are you manifesting? More so geared towards, but you know, when I channel, whatever wants to come through will come through, but kind of geared towards like if you've had something you're working towards for a long time, or recently I guess as well, that you really want to manifest and you're just like, what advice, like for this journey, signs, things like this. So yeah, if you don't have anything specific that you are manifesting right now, then you might get some insight into what you're manifesting subconsciously, which is always good because then we can change it. I kind of was like tempted to do like a timeline reading to do with this, you know, like when is it coming through? But that gets tricky because timelines change really easily, and I don't want to be misleading because honestly things can change so quickly. So as always, disclaimer, this is for where you're at right now. You always have the power to change that, and my intention is this reading will be inspiring and will help you to hold the faith while certain things are coming through in this denser third dimensional reality. Yes. Okay, so let's get into it. So I've got 3 cards from the Good Tarot, which is a tarot deck. They're all major arcana cards, and they came out for today, basically. So the group number 1 is the Hierophant. The Hierophant. Group number 2 is Love, which is the Lovers in traditional tarot deck. Love. And group number 3, the Sun. Okay, so the Hierophant, the Hierophant, Love, or the Sun? Oh, Hierophant, Love, Sun. Are they in focus? I hope so. All right, then I'm just going to go ahead and get started with group 1, the Hierophant. So let's pull you some cards, group 1, to kind of get started. What am I going to get? What am I going to... Ooh, you got a fun energy, group 1. Okay, so I'm going to pull a chakra card for you to start with. The heart chakra. Okay. So this could be a situation involving love, maybe. Ooh, okay. Inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. So another reference to your heart. Can you see that? Oh, I hope that, I don't know if the text might be backwards, I'm not sure. But I don't know. All right, this one wants to come. Go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. We're just going to keep pulling cards and then I'm going to channel. Transformation. You're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. Butterfly. Spirit. Butterfly maiden. Is that in focus? There we go. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Let's keep going. Oof. What do you need to release? Waning moon. And let's do some traditional tarot. This is like the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, these 2 wanted to come out. Interesting. 3 cards came out. The first card that came out is the Devil. What do you need to release? The Devil. 3 of Cups. This is about like celebration, friendship, community, kind of like having fun. And then the 2 of Wands, which is about, see this person, this dude looking into the future. He's like looking out to sea or on a lake or something, and he's like, what is my life? What is my life about? What does my future hold? In fact, is he holding like a ball? Yes. So, okay, so the biggest message that's coming through is basically I feel you need to like change up your energy a little bit with the what do you need to release card, the Devil, and then go outside. You've been indoors too long, go outside and get some fresh air. And it might be that you need to like go outside, but what I'm more getting from that card is like getting a different perspective on your current reality so that you can kind of move through this period with more grace. And I mean grace in the sense of like more faith in spirit and in the divine, because I feel that whatever you're going through right now, it's pulling on your heart. So it could be to do with relationships of any kind. So there's this sense of needing to dig deep because you're needing to like tune into your heart. And it says that your heart here is like a portal. And I think this is really beautiful because what I feel like it's referencing is like we need to filter our experiences through our heart, through our heart space, which is really through compassion and faith and love. And while that sounds really basic, like putting it into practice is not basic at all. So you're going through a lot of change right now, and I feel there's a sense of certain things need to shift so that the ultimate thing you are desiring from your heart space can come in for you. And it's kind of like, it's Spirit's wanting to remind you like how natural this process is, rather than you feeling like it's unnatural or it's unfair or it's taking so long. It's just like I'm getting shown like a garden. And if you've like got these beautiful new plants that you're really keen to plant in your garden, you're not really going to go and plant them in a patch of earth that's like dense and dry, or in, you know, a weeded, overgrown area, because they're not going to thrive in that conditions, are they? Like the ground might be too dry and you need to fertilize it in some way or rehydrate it in some way. Or if it's too much weeds, then there's too much competition for this plant you want to grow to thrive. So this is the kind of perspective Spirit's asking you to kind of pull from right now, and to kind of see like sometimes there is just necessary work that has to be done, and it's not to make it wrong, right? It's to kind of make it right. That's the message I'm feeling for you. So I feel like you're at this phase of manifesting right now, which is kind of creating the best conditions for it to flourish. And again, it could be relationship related to relationships of, again, any kind, but at the same time with heart chakra is also just talking about like what your heart desires. Like, what do you desire, right? From that heart space, what is your heart's yearning? What's it calling for you to do? So whilst it could be a form of patience, what you're going through right now, it doesn't quite feel like patience, because I feel that it's more about like using your magic with the Hierophant. The Hierophant really talks about the acknowledgement that you are a spiritual being and you have power available to you. So you could do a ritual or, do some kind of a magic spell to bring what you are desiring to you. Now, keeping in mind that you want to be very careful about how you use your energy, because you don't want to border on anything that would be considered like black magic, where you're interfering with anyone's free will, anything like that. That will backfire onto you. It's just really not a good idea. So be discerning about how you choose to use your power at this time, I guess, is the message coming through. But it's sort of a real message of like contemplate, consider, and release the things that might be blocking you from receiving this thing. And again, it's about getting out of any kind of devil energy, which is what we're in when we're like, it has to be right now, or there's an urgency, or there's a scarcity, like if it's not here right now, it'll never be here, or the attachment we have to people, places, and things that keep us stuck or keep us in a closed-minded perspective. That's really what I'm picking up from the devil. Maybe even certain behaviors that you participate in that keep you out of relationship because we have heart space. You know, this could be addiction, but I mean it in a different kind of way, because addiction, I heard somewhere, I think this is like really common, but as in a lot of people say this, but I heard somewhere something like the opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. So I feel, again, this is this energy coming through. It's like, if there's some kind of devil energy in your life, like you feel compelled to act or do things in a certain way that you know are harmful for yourself or others, then it's about recognizing, like, what need are you trying to meet? And how can you meet that in a healthier way? Kind of like creating more of a landscape in your heart to welcome in connection, to welcome in maybe a very special connection with one person. But we do have the Three of Cups here, which would indicate maybe it's more of a community energy, or it's more of a friendship or a family energy. How can you welcome in more connection in your life? So the devil, right? I mean, it's sort of a scary card, but if we just really look at it, it's like, oh, there's this couple here, but they're chained to each other. It's actually like the antithesis of the Lovers card in this same deck, which depicts like two people, but they are free. They're free. I'll show you the contrast. So if it is a relationship that you're wanting to bring through into your reality, or to solidify an existing one, or any kind of relationship, it doesn't even have to be love. I'm not even talking about that necessarily. Just the heart is about love, not always romantic love, right? Love is so much bigger than romance. But I feel like what Spirit's trying to say is like, freedom within connection, really freedom in all of your relationship energies, right? The Lovers was the second to last one, and as I was trying to find. So see the difference in the energy quality of these couple, these two friends or lovers, compared to these two. So these two are like chained by the neck, and they're being watched over by the devil. And these two look like they're in a beautiful fertile garden, and they're being watched over by an angel, right? And this is kind of showing the polarity of how we can exist within relationship with ourselves even, or with others, where we can be like chained to our own motives or behaviors, or we can be chained to like dependent on someone, or have, a lot of fear about someone, not being, faithful, that kind of like energy. Or we can kind of let the energy dance and be watched over by Spirit and have a different level of faith in that energy and that connection. So the contrast, right? The contrast, the polarity of life. So since the devil did come up in your reading and we got go outside, you've been indoors too long, go outside and get some fresh air. And look, these two are depicted outside with sun, garden. Again, there's this energy of how can you be more free and allow people you love to be more free? Be more free to make their own choices, whatever they are. Because yeah, you can say what you think, or of course you can, but you know what I mean? Like there's an energy of, at the end of the day, we can't make other people's choices for them. We just can't. As much as you might think that you can, or you know better than someone, like we can't make other people's choices for them. So there's a real beauty in like letting someone be free, let them be free. So what do you need to release? Perhaps there's a need to release some people from your past, or someone that maybe is making you feel like you're being chained into a connection with that person. Maybe it's releasing from yourself that fearful part of you that needs to chain others to you, right? Because you are going through enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. And so the message I'm feeling with this card is like, allow the change to happen. Allow yourself to be changed by your connection. I really feel with the heart coming up, and with our hearts in general, like on earth, we're really here a lot to learn through our relationships with others. This doesn't mean we, stay in relationships that aren't good for us, or maintain, unhealthy boundaries or anything like that. Like sometimes the lesson is in letting someone go, or in distancing yourself from somebody, or whatever. But there's a reason that we are all connected. Like there's a reason we have this heart energy, and that we have these energetic cords between us, right? As humans, like there's so much that can be brought up for us when we enter into any kind of relationship with someone else, and we know ourselves in a totally different way. And it's kind of a beautiful opportunity to change, transformation. Because when we're in solitude, or when we're single, or we're, for whatever reason, more alone than participating in relationships, the things that come up for us is still really useful and like special, but it's completely different sort of substance than what comes up for us within connection with another, right? It's totally different energy. So I feel this message of embracing maybe the element of relationship that scares you, the element of sharing heart space that scares you, that makes you go into fear or restriction or control. And also releasing from your heart. What do you need to release? Releasing from your heart space the things that keep you out of relationship. Because, there's something so beautiful about being so authentic with somebody and so free with somebody. And sometimes, my advice, take it or leave it, but sometimes you have to be honest, and certain people or certain communities, they're just not for you. And so you can't force yourself to show up in a certain way that would, for you, be authentic, right? Because the energy just might not be holding a space for that, and that's okay. I don't think that, sometimes I hear people say, oh, well, I should just be able to thrive wherever I am. And it's like, yeah, but you can also choose with your free will the kind of environments where you just naturally do thrive, or the kind of relationships that you just naturally thrive in. Like, you don't have to be like, imagine you're in like solitary isolation in a prison, and you're like, I should just be thriving here. It's like, no, that's genuinely just an impossible environment to thrive in. Like, that's why they do it to people, because it's torturous. Which again brings us back to the heart space, because we are connection based beings. Like, we need connection. So if you're trying to force yourself to fit into a group, a family system, a community, a friendship, a relationship, and it's not working, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's your fault, okay? Sometimes you just need to find the person or the people that you can be so authentic around, that it's so nourishing and that's so free, and you don't even have to think about, oh, am I being authentic right now? Like, you just will be. It'll just come. And I know for myself, like, there were so many times where I just thought that I was the problem because I couldn't connect with certain people or groups, like usually friendships. And I look back on that now, that I finally attracted people that I was like, wow. And I'm just like, of course I couldn't. Like, it wasn't anything wrong with me. Like, I just am who I am. And like, we're all coded differently for different people and different environments. And once we find that situation where we thrive in it, like, it's just simple. Like, it's just meant to be simple and easy. I really feel that. Yes, there will be challenges, and that's mainly because of the devilly things in us that need to come up and be cleared and to be released. But ultimately, once you find your people, like, it's easy, really. So what am I trying to say? These things that keep us out of relationship, it's sort of funny because you know, if it's like an addiction or something, and it's like, oh, it's in the secret shadows, I can't show this person that I have this addiction to this thing, I have to like restrict, and then in the you know, dim light of night when no one's around, I'll do it with myself. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's this stuff, like, it's addictions keep us out of connection with other people, right? They just do. Like, if you have a shame around an addiction, and I'm talking about addiction very loosely, like it could be, you know, so many different things, right? I'm not just talking about like drugs or anything like that. Like, there's so many things. Anything can be an addiction, but it's usually there's shame around it, which means that you don't really share it with people. You don't tell people, you know, what it is. So you do it in the shadows. You do it in the dark. You don't share it with others. But it's sort of like a catch-22, because that practice of isolating that part of yourself and feeding it in that dark, shadowy place, like, keeps you out of connection with people. But again, it's like a double message, because there's that message around we have to release things that keep us out of connection with people, and we have to be able to kind of regulate that behavior to the point where we can either do it around other people so it's not in this shadowy shame place, or we will no longer have the need to do that because we found other ways to meet the need through the connection with another person, which is, you know, the opposite of an addiction, right? But at the same time, the message I'm getting from Spirit is that, yeah, even with this, go outside. It's like you might just need to meet different people or a different person to have that thriving connection with them. Or you're trying to force yourself into a situation that doesn't let you be you. So you cram this part of you into this corner, and then you go and work with it like in the dark, right? In the shadows. And again, like, if you find like that divine counterpart or that divine soul community, that level of nourishing connection, it will either make that addiction behavior obsolete. You won't need it anymore because you have met your needs in a different wholesome way that feels good to you, or whatever you thought was so shameful about yourself will come out of the darkness and out of the shadows, and you'll be able to integrate it into the truth of who you are and be okay with that and share that with others, right? Oh yeah, I just realized we were meant to do manifestation reading. Fuck. Okay. Interesting. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And I feel like this is to do with that message of like, sometimes you just can't force yourself into an environment. Sometimes you just can't force yourself into an environment that's not for you. It's just not going to work. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. That's beautiful. And then, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Yeah, which is, I think about the message for this one, and the boundaries card is like, if you could imagine like the ideal soul tribe, community, group, the ideal divine partner, the ideal, you know, level of connection with other human beings, what would that look like? And don't settle for anything less than that. And I know that's like, whoa, the ideal though. But yeah, I'm serious, because if we're settling and we're trying to force ourselves into this like energy that's like, it's not really resonant, but I should be able to connect with these people because they're like this or they're like that, or we have this thing in common, and it doesn't feel right, you don't feel good, and you don't feel connected. Maybe it's time to raise your standards and find the people that you do. Like, for real, and stop making it yourself wrong for it not working out. I'm going to clarify this warrior woman thing. Oh wait, I think I did clarify that. Queen of Wands, yeah, having confidence in yourself, for sure. Having confidence in what you actually want, what is your deepest calling, and then having the self-worth in a way to go after that, the self-respect to like not settle for someone or settle for a connection that doesn't actually nourish you, you know, that drains you. Let's see what Anna, grandmother of Jesus, is trying to say to you. Okay, laying foundations, divine plan. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So I guess this is saying that you're not quite there yet to where you want to be, and that's like okay, and it will come through because you're hardworking and you're going to put in the effort to get there. Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's a new start coming for you. There's a new start coming for you in the field of your heart, the field of your heart. And yeah, exactly, coming back to full cycle to when we were at the beginning, it's sort of like Spirit saying, put in the work right now to create the receptivity of what it is that you want. And if we're filling up our sacred heart space with connections that are low vibrational, that we don't resonate with, that we're not that keen on, how are we meant to welcome in the true beings that we're meant to connect with? We're kind of filling up that space. It's like, again, there's like an infinite amount that you can love and be loved. Absolutely, I believe that 100%. And if we think about coming back to the landscaping analogy or the heart space garden, it's like if you have a little patch of grass in your garden and it's full of weeds, and you're just like, yeah, I can just plant this like sacred tree in the middle of these weeds. It's like, no, you can't. The weeds are going to take the nourishment from this beautiful sacred tree that you wish to see flourish. So clear the weeds out first, get the soil ready, and then plant it. And you're in this position with your manifesting that's more about like weeding the garden. It's more about pulling out the things that aren't working for you, releasing the things that aren't good, clearing the space, making the soil so fertile that anything that comes in from you from this point on will absolutely flourish and absolutely thrive. And you have the power as the gardener of your own heart, of your own relationship field, to do that and to make that happen. But if you're just like sitting there and looking at all these weeds and looking at the dry, cracked soil and you're like, nothing's gonna thrive here, you know, that's not the right attitude to have. So in a way, it's about patience, but at the same time, Spirit's saying, look, you got stuff to do. It's not patience in that you can just sit back and not do anything. It's patience in that you're at this point where there's work to be done, there's soil to be cleared, there's weeds to be pulled, so you can bring in your deepest calling, your deepest desire of connection in this life. Whew. Let's pull one more message card for you before we finish. And your hard work is paying off. So if you've already been doing this, then this is a confirmation that your hard work is 100% paying off. Don't stop now. This is another message coming through. I feel you feeling like, oh my God, this is hard. This feels hard, and I totally get it. It can feel so hard sometimes, like seriously, I get it. But what Spirit wants you to know with this, your hard work is paying off, is that you won't know when it's going to come in. You're not, in a way I'm hearing, you're not allowed to know. But you can't stop fighting until that day that it arrives for you, or until that moment that it comes through for you. You know, whatever that thing is. There's a message here around being the warrior of your own life, not looking at things as a victim to your own circumstances, but as a warrior, reflecting on how strong you are for what you're going through and for how much you're persisting and how much you're putting in and you're pushing through and you're doing it and you're doing the work and you're keeping on going. I'm getting the image sort of like of a climber like climbing a very steep mountain, and it's so steep and it's such hard work that the climber has to kind of look down at their feet or down at their hands the whole time. They can't look up and see how much further there is. They can't, because if they do, they might fall, you know. There's this real message around you aren't able to see how long this will take, but you have to know that it's paying off. So just keep going, keep climbing that incredibly steep mountain of your desires, and you will get there. But you can't stop. You can't it's even I'm seeing like it's critical, like you can't go back down, you have to keep going because you're closer to the top than you are the bottom, so it's safer for you to keep going, right? You just have to keep going until you get to that top of the mountain, and then you're going to be like, oh my god, I did it, right? And you're going to be so proud of yourself, and you can be proud of yourself even right now because you're putting in the work and you're doing it. Woo. So yeah, it's hard work, but it's paying off and it's worth it. And it's going to get you to the top of the mountain, to exactly the place that you want to be. And you'll be able to see and look around you at all this amazing stuff that is now available to you, this perspective shift, all these things. But for right now, you got to keep working. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, one hand in front of the other, and just keep climbing that mountain. And you will get there. And you will see your desires manifest. Woo. Okay, group 1, I send you off with so much love from my heart, and I'll see you soon. Hey, group 2, love. Okay, so love is in the traditional tarot, which this card talks a lot about making a choice and exploring things through the choices that we have available to us. Interesting. And also it talks about love. All right, so I'm going to pull your chakra card. Throat chakra. Interesting. Throat chakra, divine communication. All right, I'm just going to keep pulling some cards just to get a bit of a general picture of what's coming through. Ooh, quiet time. Take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. Let's get a moon card for you. Moonology. Oof, hold your vision. Yeah, okay. Hold your vision. Okay, so it's kind of coming through right now. So what Spirit's saying with quiet time, hold your vision, take some quiet time alone to rest. Okay, that's what I'm getting for this, is that as much as you might feel like it is a ridiculous time to rest right now, Bridget, I'm in the middle of this, I'm rah, rah, rah. It's time to hold your vision. It's not you walking away from what you are desiring from your heart, but you need to rest so that you are manifesting in a sustainable way. Okay, and I feel like there's this energy of, if you try to keep going and push yourself right now from an energy of like forcing, it's actually going to, interestingly enough, take you kind of more further away from what it is you are desiring to manifest, even though you might believe that it's going to bring you closer to it. So it's really interesting. It's a really different energy to group 1, because this is more saying you've put in a lot of work and you can hold your vision. It's not about you stepping away from your desires, but it's about stopping, just resting for a moment, and maybe you'll get downloads that will help you get further in a quicker time anyway than if you just like push and burn out, right? There's sort of as well a message coming through with love, because it's about choices, about like, you need to rest so that you don't start making some dodgy choices. Because think about it, if you're like depriving yourself of rest or of, self-care, then you're going to be more tempted by things that maybe aren't actually good in your process of manifesting, right? You might be tempted to make choices that kind of lead you off your path, because you need to be more moderate and balanced and have patience in this process is what's coming through. Being really careful about how you're speaking about your current conditions as well with throat chakra, not making but like definitive statements of like, I'm so, whatever it is you might be affirming about yourself, being aware of what it is you're affirming about yourself. Like, I'm always tired. It's like, be careful, because your words have power. And if you can, catch yourself if you start making these statements like, things are always hard for me, or I'm always tired, or it always takes me so long to get what I want. Like, stop yourself and say it in a different way. Like, I'm working really hard, and I always work hard to get what I want. Or, I'm really patient because I can wait as long as it takes for something to arrive for me. Or, I'm healing this fatigue that I have every day of my life. I'm healing it. Whatever it is, like, word it in a more positive way, because your throat chakra is showing up and it can be easy to express ourselves in a certain way, right? Where we're like, it's always hard. Everything's always like this. But again, there's this message coming through around always is not true. Nothing's always like anything. And it feels like it sometimes, right? We're just like, it's always like this. The Spirit's saying, no. Hold back from that kind of declarations and use your power through your voice wisely. Maybe as well needing to take some breaks from communicating with certain people, or many people right now, maybe a lot of people. Take some quiet time alone. It literally says alone. So it might be, imperative right now that you set certain boundaries with certain people, and that you give yourself some space to, again, consider your situation from a different vantage point, because the choices that you're making at this time are very, very important for the manifestation that's coming through for you. So whilst you need to hold your vision, it's a fixed moon. So I'm not seeing that your vision's really going to change. I don't think that getting space from people means, my desire, my dream is going to change. I think your dream's pretty much set in stone, and this is what you want, because it's a fixed moon. Fixed moons know what they want. They work forever until they get it. I have a fixed moon. But I know the energy, and it's stubbornness sometimes as well, for sure. But in this case, it's positive, because you know what you want, and that's not going to change. So like taking a little bit of time out, that's not going to change you getting the thing that you are desiring. Hold your vision. But there's sort of this energy of like, maybe the path to getting there, you'll see it from a different perspective, right? So there's kind of an energy around letting go a little bit, not being stubborn and pursuing things like 100 miles an hour, because you might miss some opportunities along your path, along your journey, and they might help you, or something is going to come in for you that's going to assist you, right? Basically, it's going to be kind of surprising for you. Okay, let's see what else is coming through. Ooh, break the chain, ancestral patterns healing and rewriting the future. Okay, so message coming through is that I feel you need to have some greater distance from your family right now, because you need to break the chain of behaving like them. So for example, if you want to manifest abundance, which I think everyone does, but you know what I mean. If you want to manifest abundance in terms of like making money or something like that, and you come from a family culture that's very scarcity, poverty consciousness, there might be a need to kind of like take a step back from them for a while to develop your own energy. So you're cultivating this energy of belief in yourself, because if you're always telling your like mom or your brother or your sister about this dream that you have, this thing you're going to manifest, and every time you're telling them, they're like, don't really resonate, don't really get it, not really sure how that's going to happen for you. And then it starts getting into your head, right? Throat chakra, you start listening to what they're saying, like, you're never going to find someone, you're never going to da 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 da. And it starts to like, even though you might in the moment be like, that's not true, it might start coming in and you might start doubting yourself. Okay, so what I'm feeling for you is that you need to create fields of belief in your reality, because this is something I've been working with for so long now. I love this idea of fields of belief, because in the world, when you're at a high vibration, which is you watching this video, you have a different perception. Your vibration changes your perception of things. So when you're at a high vibration, your perception of what is possible is totally different to someone who's at a lower vibrational frequency. But the thing is that we are planted, us little starseed beings, we're planted around the world, usually within a family system, a community, whatever, that has very different vibrational frequencies than us. So there's this difference of what we believe is possible, what we believe in. And you can even take the example of, believing in extraterrestrial beings. Like, it honestly blows my mind that anyone would not believe that there's other life out there in the galaxies. Like, we're just one planet. Like, come on, like, that's crazy. Like, but a lot of people think that it's crazy to believe that there's other life forms out there. So this is what I mean about fields of belief. It's like really important, especially if you're manifesting something big, which I think you are if you have to hold your vision, to, number one, not share that with people that can't support you or hold that field of belief with you. Definitely not. Don't tell people what you're manifesting anyway. Sometimes, or important aspects to that. I think sometimes it's just more advantageous to just wait until something has manifested and then you talk about it with people. But cultivating fields of belief within yourself so you don't doubt yourself all the time. Because if you're within a vibrational network around you, even if you have people online you resonate with, but if you're in a vibrational network around you, that doubt can really come in for us, because it's just natural. As human beings, we're connected energetically with all the people in our environment, even our neighbors, unfortunately. And if we believe something's possible, which a lot of us will, especially if you hold your vision, so you have a vision of what's possible, but then you're having, other people's energy coming in and they've got fields of disbelief, and you're trying to plant this belief in this field of disbelief, it can be hard. So that's just a reality of it. It doesn't have to be a barrier if you know how to take some time out and create your own field of belief through whatever boundaries you need to set, maybe taking some time alone, being in nature more, communicating with your guides, your spirit team, all these things that will help you generate that belief in yourself. Really important, belief in self. And again, the message coming through is to take that time out. It's getting really dark here. I have to turn the light on. But to take that time out, because if you don't, Spirit's saying, you will be tempted into choices that will take you actually further away from what it is you're desiring, even though you might think, I can't let go, I have to keep going. Because if you disconnect for a while and just chill for a bit, you're going to be able to plant your dream into a more secure and solid foundation than if you just push right now in inhospitable conditions, is what I'm hearing. Again, it's kind of like you're trying to plant this fragile little seedling in a snowstorm. It's just not going to be good, right? You need to wait until the storm has passed and you got the right conditions where you know it's going to thrive. So taking some space from people who might participate in fields of disbelief while you need to participate in a field of belief. And of course, it's very helpful to surround yourself with people who believe in you, but that's not always possible. It's not. It's just not. Maybe you can find community online, which you could eventually become real community. But for now, I'm feeling support yourself, because we've got to take some time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. And I think you're going to get downloads. I really feel through your crown chakra, things are just going to drop in, these ideas, thoughts that are really going to help you on this path. But if you don't take that time out, it's going to block these things. You're going to push through and try and plant a seedling in a snowstorm. And it's just not advised, right? So hold your vision. Break the chain. Break the chain of whatever it is that you're breaking the chain of for your lifetime, whatever trauma or karma that you might have carried in for your own soul, and that you might have inherited through the DNA of your family lineage. You're healing. You're doing a huge job this life, okay? You're doing a huge healing. There's even a need to break free, I'm hearing, from certain things within your family's belief systems that won't support this new dream, this new version of yourself that you're becoming, this new manifestation that you are creating for yourself. Hold your vision and know that certain things have to be cut away, certain beliefs, certain ideas of what's possible needs to shift so you can support yourself in this process. It's getting so dark. I need to pause this and turn the light on. Okay, we're looking very different right now. I'm so yellow. This is ridiculous. Basically, I have blue light blocking globes in my house now so that I don't get poisoned by the blue light. But I'm feeling a bit too yellow right now. Pray. Okay, let's just keep going. It's kind of funny. All right, so Spirit's advice for your manifestation. Compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. I need clarity on that, Spirit. Oof, the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay, so I'm getting the message of, okay, it's a real balancing act, okay? I'm getting the message of forgiving family members. That's what I'm really getting. Forgiving family members, releasing your resentment that's potentially being stored in your body, because that will be blocking this manifestation, and recognizing that whatever you've been through in your life, this is a tricky one, but you have to balance the reality of what has taken place with the reality of you being a divine soul that has signed up for a human experience, you know, and it's tricky to balance that. And it's not about one or the other. It's really about holding both at one time if you can. So I'm seeing releasing resentments towards especially parents or other family members. It's you know, it's a process that's for you to be free within your energy body. That's really the point of releasing resentment and moving into a place of forgiveness and having compassion for people for who they've chosen to be and what they've chosen to experience in this life. You know, maybe it's not, that's a big topic, right? But what I'm seeing Spirit's message to you is about, there's certain energy channels in your body. We have so many energy channels. Like, I see it through my third eye, different times see it differently. But for you, I'm seeing it, and it's like there's certain points, yeah, it's around the heart and the throat actually, that are blocked. And I think it can keep you in the mind rather than balanced in heart and mind. Okay, so the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Is moving into a warrior energy where you see what is possible truly for your life, and not seeing the pain as like having happened to you, but rather seeing it as something you can do about it, getting into that empowered perspective about things, right? So again, the message here is about releasing certain blocks around the throat and the heart that are keeping you from what it is you are wanting to manifest. Advice for that process, I mean, compassion, yeah, but compassion can be blocked off sometimes when we're really hurt, right? I get it. But advice for that process, Spirit, for group 2. High Priestess, you have divine knowledge that can help others with your spiritual teaching. And again, the throat chakra is highlighted in this card. Okay, so what I'm getting is like releasing ideas and beliefs that you have gotten from your parents, especially, which again can be hard because a lot of the time they sit in a place in us that's more subconscious. But I feel the way that you will move through this is stepping up into your own leadership within yourself and acknowledging that you have wisdom, that you have purpose, that you have value, that you're here to share with the world. And by the action of doing that, the action of stepping up and becoming that high priestess or high priest, that leader, that empowered soul version of yourself, by doing that, you're actually going to release these channels, especially through speaking into the world what it is that you believe, what it is that you see, how it is that you have gone through your journey, what you want to see for this earth and how you want to see that made manifest. But the action of doing that is what is going to clear this. So it's a very practical thing, right? And I know it can be hard because a lot of the time we can think like, oh, but I have to heal everything before I step up and show the world who I am. I have to heal everything before I speak my truth, or before I, share my divine knowledge that will help others through my spiritual teaching. But Spirit's actually saying, the process of doing that, we're blurry. Okay, the action of doing that is actually going to be the thing that will clear those channels. And in small ways first, for sure, but there's a sense of the throat being blocked. Maybe you don't know how to share things because maybe you've had someone put you down a lot for your difference or things like this. Wow, okay, this is a really big message coming through because the other card that came out is inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. So again, the message of clearing any resentment or trauma from your family system, especially parents, especially in the throat and the heart chakras, is to get out into the world and share your wisdom. This can be just within one relationship that you feel safe to do that. This can be through a group, an online community, your actual community. It can even just be slowly putting it out there into the world through all the kind of relationships that you have with different people, and just sharing, like, instead of silencing yourself and being like, no one wants to hear what I have to say. If someone's talking about something, you can be like, well, this is what I've tried and it's actually been really helpful. It's just little ways if that feels more better for you at the beginning. But you have great wisdom. You have divine knowledge that can help others with your spiritual teaching, and you know what to do. So there's, again, a message of trusting in yourself. Take appropriate action without delay. And this is what's going to clear any resentment or channels of resentment, because the reason I feel resentment stays, and again, it's complicated and there's more to this than just this simplified explanation, okay? And I don't want to minimize pain in any way, but at the same time, I feel a lot of what is lingering in the resentment in your body is because you're still living by the limitations that you perceived being put on you by the family around you, by the parents. Like they're saying to you, oh, spirituality isn't real, or something like that, that kind of thing. And therefore you still have patterns that come into your head where you doubt if it's possible. You doubt if what you're experiencing is true, if you really have anything important to say, and da-da-da. Do you see what I mean? So it's like the part in you that's carrying on the trauma that they put onto you is what needs to be cleared through sharing divine knowledge and your wisdom with others. Okay. Advice for Group 2's manifestation spirit. Oh, this one. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Ooh. So what this means, and of course you have your own interpretation as well, which is totally valid, but what this means to me is like, it's so big. It's like your commitment is being tested. There is the first quarter, right? It's the first quarter, then there's the half, and then there's the third quarter, and then there's the full moon. So you're at the first little quarter. So it's sort of like, you can't give up now. You can't run back now. I mean, you could, but this is the point where Spirit's saying, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep going? Are you going to live out your divine destiny? You're going to push through the blocks and heal them through taking the action that's necessary and get yourself out there and make a change and speak up and do the thing? Or are you going to run back to the beginning? There's no going back anyway. Like once we begin, there's really no going back, but it's much easier to go back now than it is at third quarter, right? Right before the thing manifests. It's like you've come so far, I may as well see this through because the full moon's about to come, right? Your commitment is being tested. Now, this doesn't mean things have to take a long time, because actually a moon cycle is 1 month. Okay, so the first quarter of the moon is within the first week, where everything's just coming to light. It's all just being illuminated. And that can be scary because it's like, holy shit, I'm seeing these things that I didn't see in the dark moon because it was all dark. Now I'm being shown it. Now I have to deal with it. Your commitment is being tested. Yeah. You are being asked to dig deep and to in some ways, hold your vision, because your commitment is being tested. Don't waver on your vision just because Spirit's like, are you sure? Because that's a test, you know what I mean? You can't be like, no, I'm not sure. If you ask me, I'm sure, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not possible. Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, that's definitely a thing I feel for you. Sometimes you think you're crazy because I think your family maybe made you feel like you were kind of crazy sometimes. You're not crazy. Hold your vision. Your commitment's being tested. This will pass quicker than you think, okay? Like I said, moon cycles are quick. Your commitment's being tested. It's the first week, right? You've got 3 more weeks till the full moon, metaphorically. So don't worry about it. This will pass within a week. You know what I mean? So sometimes we can build things up to be bigger than they are, but it's like as soon as you just commit, the test is done. Your commitment is being tested. So commit to your vision and hold it strong. Okay. All right. So one more card for Group 2 about their manifestation spirit. Oof. again with this message, turn knowledge into wisdom, wolf spirit. So we got, you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. And we got inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. And you know what? With knowledge, turn knowledge into wisdom. Do you know how we do that? We take action. Because knowledge up in our head is nothing unless we've taken the action to solidify it into our experience on earth. So that's the part that you're at right now. You're at the, I know what I need to do. Maybe it's setting a boundary with parents, taking time away from certain people. I know what to do. I need to take the action so that my knowledge of what I need becomes wisdom through my experience of living it out. And then that wisdom will inform my next step in the journey, right? Okay, so that's the really important message we're ending with, turn knowledge into wisdom. Again, the way you do that, you take action. Like we've discussed, the action to clear those energy channels. It doesn't have to be through sitting there and being like, I forgive, I let go. No. Go out and live the being that you are to the point where anyone else's perception or ideas or your crazy kind of talk doesn't impact you, because you're like, hey, I'm out here living it. I'm doing it. I'm wiser now because I know what it means to push through those blocks and do it anyway. Whew. I love it for you, group 2. I send you so much love on your journey, and I'll see you soon. Hey, group 3. So we're yellow now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix this kind of in post-production, but hello, yes, I am yellow. And you chose the sun card, which is kind of fitting for this because yellow, am I right? But so the reason it's so yellow is because I have blue light blocking globes now in the house, and they make you look yellow on camera. But we're just going to go ahead with this reading anyway, because it's only 7:47 here, but unfortunately the light is fading earlier, and I'd forgotten about that because we're not in summer anymore here. So things are getting darker quicker. All right, so let us get you a chakra card before we continue. Ooh, we got solar plexus chakra. You're kidding. Yellow, yellow, yellow. I'm actually wearing yellow as well. So y'all are my people. All right, so we got sun, we got yellow. Okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna keep pulling cards, and then we'll get into the messages. Play. Oh my gosh, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. That's exactly the vibe I was getting when I was tuning in with your energy anyway. Okay, so what I'm getting from you guys is things are taking potentially a while to manifest for you right now, and you're getting frustrated because it's like, what the heck? When will it? When? Hello, when? What Spirit's saying is try to enjoy where you are right now. Even if it feels hard, try to find gratitude and appreciation for whatever you can in your experience, and enjoy the little things, like the little day-to-day things as much as you can. Yes, it's a time of digging deep because we have solar plexus. That's willpower. That's using your will to keep going. And it might feel challenging, for sure. It might. But if you can, try to lighten it up a bit with enjoyment, having fun, appreciation, gratitude, etc. Okay, let's get some more cards. Ooh, time to collaborate. I'm going to clarify that. Past life. This situation involves your past life memories. Interesting. This is very interesting. I'm going to keep going. Getting a message coming through. Oof, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So, okay, I just want to get some clarity on this time to collaborate because I have an idea. Interesting. 6 of Wands, which is like public recognition. Past life. The situation involves your past life memories. Okay, very interesting. So what I'm actually getting from this is like part of what you're manifesting right now actually involves your past life. Like you are being delivered something that you were maybe owed from a past life. Like, it's owed is like a bad word, but it's like your karma has created the conditions in which you are in this life to receive a certain manifestation or a certain experience or expression of your soul energy upon the earth. And it's almost like you're collaborating with your past life to bring it through, because your karma extends from past to future, right? And all in all directions in a way. But it's sort of like there's this energy building momentum, and Spirit's kind of saying like, hey, you can just sit pretty because the thing you are desiring is coming for you. So just have fun. Like, that's a great message to have. There will be victory. 6 of Wands is victory. Like, you're going to be victorious. The answers you need are coming. Like, it will happen for you. This involves your past life. This is a deeper manifesting process than just this life. Like, this is your soul. This is manifestation from the level of your soul. This is destiny. That's what I'm hearing. This is destiny. And there's a huge transformation that is going to happen more so when the thing arrives. So as much as you can prepare and you can get ready and you can do the work and you can lay the ground and you can when this thing comes in for you or comes back for you, like whatever it is, transformation will happen. There will be a full transformation. Death in its purest form is about transformation. A huge transformation this card speaks about. And it's going to bring you a lot of different awareness, a new light of awareness. You're going to be in such a different place, such a different space, such a different experience of things. So right now, use your solar energy. Solar energy is light, it's sun, the sun energy. Use this to have fun, to play, to not be so serious. Don't take your physical reality's reflection of where you are so seriously, because that can change like this, I'm hearing. It's almost like something's going to come in for you and it's like, boom, bomb explodes, life changes. Bomb explodes was a bad use of words, but in terms of energetically, an energetic bomb of beauty will explode and everything in your life will change, really. The answers you need are coming. They're going to come and really bring a different awareness for you. Ace of Swords is like total new way of seeing, looking, thinking, feeling, all this new. It's a very new. And at the same time, it's pulling upon your soul's experience from other lives. Really interesting group 3. Really interesting energy. Okay, any other advice for group 3's manifesting? Don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. Don't back down. Don't be tempted to lower your standards or say, hey, this thing I want isn't possible because it's not here right now. It's possible. It's coming. Don't back down. The answers you need are coming. The clarity you need is coming. Time to collaborate with that soul of yours or with a soul partner of yours or something like that to pull upon your past life karma in a good way and bring in this thing for you. It's like really positive karma is what I'm feeling. It's like this thing is destiny. It's just guaranteed. Like, there are certain things. I always contemplate this thing of like, what's destiny and what's free will? Because they're both in existence, right? And destiny is super like magical and it's like miraculous, but we still have to use our free will to get there. But there's sort of this message coming through of like, it's just coming for you. Like, you got play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Like, I don't think there's anything that you can do that would take you out of the trajectory of this thing coming for you, because it's just destiny. It's just gonna happen, which is great. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah, I mean, wow. Any other advice, Spirit? It's time to release negativity. Okay, so this card, what I'm feeling is to release that part of you that's like, oh, it's not gonna happen. What if it doesn't happen? What if it's never gonna happen? Rah, rah, rah. Release it. It's happening. This is like the most clarity I've channeled in a reading. Like, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. I don't know what else to say. There's not a lot more to channel for you because it's just destiny. It's gonna happen. And yeah, like I said, we have to use our free will to get to our destiny. We can't just like sit there and rah. But I feel like you've already done that, and so you're aligned, and it's like boom, it's gonna happen. Maybe full moon. Your dreams need a practical plan. But what I was thinking about this is more like the timing of when it's going to happen. Full moon is sort of like, it's really ready. Like, it's ready to come through. And I think that's why there's not a lot more for you to do. Because the full moon, it's like, you know, there's, whoa, and both of the other moon cards we got is full moon. So this is around the corner for you. And I don't really do timings because timelines, but this is really around the corner for you. And around the corner in Spirit's perception can be a lot of different things, but it really is really soon. Really soon. And I think that's why Spirit's saying, like, hey, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Yes, this card does say your dreams need a practical plan, but it's almost more like when the thing comes in for you, there might be some things you need to collaborate on, or some action you need to take. Like, you need a, you know, the money comes through for you so you can buy the house you want. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like, yeah, you will need to take action and be practical, but what I was really drawing for this card, because I was like tempted, I was like, what if we did a how long until it's coming kind of card? And then we got the full moon. So it's a full moon, right? So if it was a first quarter moon, it's only a little bit there. So we've still got a little, like 3 more cycles to get there. This is like, full moon. It's complete. It's ready to come in. The other 2 cards on this Moonology deck, which in some way could be interpreted through timing, is full moons. So your manifestation is full and ripe, ready to be plucked and eaten. You're doing really well. Doing really well, group 3. I think Spirit wants you to know that you're doing really well. All right, any other advice that group 3 might need, Spirit? Support, spiritual growth, to do with their manifestation. New beginnings. Yep, new beginnings coming in. It's going to lead to a lot of spiritual growth. And Spirit's saying the process of you getting here is already a lot of spiritual growth. I do feel a message that you can call upon the support of divine beings right now. Because if you see the card, you know, usually I might interpret support card as being like people in your life, friends, family, loved ones. But actually in this card, I'm more feeling like it's support from spiritual beings, non-physicals, you know, like ancestors, angels, spirit guides, magical beings, cosmic beings. Call upon the support of non-physical beings is the message I'm getting for where you're at right now. And believe in magic. Believe in magic is another message I'm hearing. Okay, let's do one more card to finish, because your reading is really straightforward. Like, have fun, it's around the corner. Take the lead. Take the lead. Let's see what that is trying to say. Be generous of spirit. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that this manifesting, whatever's manifesting for you, it's going to come in, and you're going to need to be a leader when it comes in. Whatever it is you're manifesting, it's going to put you into a position of leadership. And it's important for you to be generous and to remember who you were before it came in, to like not let it take over and, you know, that kind of thing. You become like ungrounded or, you know, trying to hold it all for yourself. Like, be generous of spirit. You need to be a leader and help others, still be of service to others. But I do see when this manifestation comes in for you, it's like going to be a totally different reality, totally different experience of this universe. Like, it feels really big. Like, this is the thing. It doesn't feel just like one life. This is like multi-life, multi-beings. Like, this is big stuff. And it will put you into a position of leadership. This is important. Don't be afraid to take the lead, I'm hearing. And to shine really bright. Now I'm curious if you're meant to be, like, in public about this. You are. Justice. there's a sense of you being a leader and showing others the way, like a way shower, justice. You're meant to be somehow showing people not the path exactly that you took, like, because everyone's path is unique, but it's more about like showing people justice, like showing people like natural law or the truth or balance of karma. And there's something to do with your past life karma where it's like you're meant to be kind of public in some way and sharing knowledge with others, like taking the lead and being generous with how you share your time and your energy with others and what you care for in certain ways, so that you can help others to, again, no one's going to get to the same, like we're all in unique like positions. We're not all meant to be cookie cutter copies of one another, and it's not about showing people how to be a cookie cutter of who you are, but it's about showing people how to kind of actualize in their manifestation to become who they came here to be, justice, and really leading people into this new earth. I'm hearing, wow, this is really cool and big. Any other message about when this manifestation comes in, like any guidance about how they can deal with it, group 3 can deal with it? Because I feel it's big. Again, I feel it's big. Any other advice about when this manifestation comes in, how to deal with it? 3 of Swords, interesting. 3 of Wands, interesting. And 6 of Swords, very clear. Okay, so interesting. What I'm getting from these 3 cards is like this manifestation coming in for you is going to be like an ending and a new beginning. Like you're going to give birth to a whole new world. Like your life is going to be very different once this comes in. So there might be some heartbreak from yourself or maybe from people around you where you might need to turn your back on certain people. You might need to put up boundaries in a different way. You might need to prioritize your time in a different way. You might see things very differently when this comes through for you. And there is a need to get distance from your old life in some way. You might be moving, like there's going to be an ending with the 3 of Swords. You know, it's about things ending basically. And there is a warning around betrayal, okay? You might need to turn your back on people before they kind of betray you, because it's sort of hard to articulate the message because it'll be really different for each and every one of you. But there's something about your manifestation that's so desirable that other people might have a hard time celebrating you. And it's sort of the energy of like, if you have like a shady friend and you manifest someone that's like your dream person, that shady friend tries to like creep up in there and grab some of that. It's like that kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It's like you have something that's so valuable that you might attract negative energy because of that. And it's nothing to fear. It's just about being wise and having proper boundaries and knowing that you are capable of looking into your future and exactly what you want to experience without any low vibrational energies around you, so you can have distance from that. And you can avoid the heartbreak as well, Spirit's saying. It's just a warning that when you are shining so bright, you chose the sun, you're going to be shining so bright, like really bright. And it's sort of like when someone becomes like famous, like a pop star, and then they start attracting all these like low vibes that trying like parasites, trying to eat off their fame and their fortune. It's like, oh, where the hell did you guys come from? Or this friend turns bad on you because they're jealous or whatever. Unfortunately, that's the message that's coming through, but Spirit's saying you can handle it and you're still meant to be a leader. You're not meant to dim your light. You're not meant to dim your light in any way. So be a leader and keep going, because it's coming. It's around the corner. I keep hearing that. Anything else? One more card I'm feeling. Yeah, we'll do this deck. Goddess deck. All right, one more card for group 3 about their manifestation. Ooh, true love. The romantic stories in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Ooh, isn't that nice? And like, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. It might be, this message might be more applicable to after you get the thing that you are desiring. For some of you, this of course will be true love and you'll have already been like, yay. But for others of you, this is just saying like what your heart desires is true, and that will come. The universe, the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And you could read this in the same way, like if you're already in a loving, committed relationship, or if you're not interested in romance, you say, the desire in your heart has propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. And love to me is the frequency of everything. Like, it doesn't have to be romantic love. Like, of course, for some people it will be, and that's beautiful. But for some of you guys, it's not. And it's just talking about what you desire in your heart. The universe has felt it, it's seen it, and it wants to assist you. Because I feel like what you're going to do with this manifestation, even if it is a person in a committed relationship, is like, it's going to be something that benefits the whole, the collective. It's going to be something very beneficial to the collective. A really beautiful message. Wow, group 3. So I send you off with so much love from my heart, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.